Good day and welcome to another episode of the Dawg Trucking Podcast. Who is on the show this week? Matt Richardson. And also introducing my new co-host, Mr. John Farquhar, will be joining us as well. Johnny's going to be moving forward, our co-host. But Matt is on the show this week and we're talking about truck driver virtual training. Matt Richardson's in the doghouse along with my co-host, Mr. John Farquhar. Matt, welcome. How are you?
Morning, guys. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm well. Johnny, how are you?
I'm good. Matt looks good. So, and he sounds good. So I'm thinking he must be good.
Hey, it's awesome.
Very good. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Hey, not a problem, Matt. We're here talking about truck driver virtual meetings. And I know that KRTS and Safety Dog has one coming up. And somebody from Summit Solutions is also presenting. Johnny, who is Summit Solutions?
Summit Risk Solutions is some crazy white-haired guy that thought it would be a great idea to start a new company during the pandemic. What a great idea. Phenomenal idea. So anyway, but we specialize in risk evaluations and working with transportation companies, their insurance brokers, and their insurance companies. So and I get to join you guys this next virtual meeting with doing a presentation on I think we better keep it a secret.
Well, we'll let Matt divulge. But Matt, why in the heck would somebody, a trucking company, want to train their drivers virtually?
Yeah, so John brought up the starting his company during the pandemic, and that's what basically got us into these virtual driver safety meetings in partnership with you, Chris. Is we realized that companies still needed to train their drivers while this pandemic was going on and while we were in the heart of the pandemic, but couldn't bring them in groups like they normally did for regular driver meetings. So we came up with the idea, along with yourself, about going virtual, being able to provide it to multiple companies at the same time. And it's been a big hit. This will be, I think, our third meeting. The first two have had awesome reviews. And the reason we're continuing with it virtually is, A, we're still in the pandemic, but B, we've realized that this allows companies the opportunity to get it to their drivers no matter where their drivers are. They don't have to bring them in on the same day. They don't have to bring them into the same location. This is available live, obviously, but the drivers can be wherever they are in their regular routine and still be able to participate in the safety meeting.
Yeah, and what are the advantages, Matt, of attending live? Because one of the things I do want to mention is that drivers who can't attend live do get the opportunity for 30 days to watch the same video. However, it is a recording. What would the advantages be to attending live?
So the biggest advantage is that when they attend live, our presenters are there to answer their questions. They can ask questions at the end of each presentation as well as at the end of the meeting. So they have that opportunity for the direct interaction with the speakers.
Yeah, perfect. Johnny.
Good. Oh, I was kind of curious, Matt, how's the uptake been with the last number of virtual meetings that you've had now? How attendance-wise and whatnot? How is it? What kind of numbers are you seeing?
We've had great turnouts for the two previous ones that we put on. Our biggest turnout was the first one we did because that was on the American Thanksgiving weekend last year. So that generally was a big weekend for us as far as driver meetings go when we were delivering them in person. And I think we had, if I'm remembering correctly, around 200 for that first virtual one.
Wow.
And then we were about 140 or 150 for the second one.
Geez, that's not bad. That's a good number of drivers considering you can't even without the pandemic, you're not going to get that many drivers together at one time.
No, for sure. And like Chris mentioned, the big benefit of this is for those drivers who can't attend live on the day of meeting, they had the opportunity for 30 days to be able to watch the video, the recordings, and still get that content and the great educational material.
Excellent.
And of course, let's not forget the quiz. All the drivers who participate have to complete the quiz, and it's not a difficult quiz, but that's part of the documentation process that we've implemented. Because obviously, John, with your insurance background, you know everything's got to be documented.
Oh yeah, if it ain't documented, it didn't happen. So
that's right, and that's part of the troubles that some of these carriers and fleets got into when we were in the midst of the pandemic, is they thought, oh, COVID, we don't have to continue with our driver training, and then their broker, their insurance company, or their consultant would show up and go, show me the training for this past year. And they went, what? I had to do training?
Well, it's unfortunate, because you need to realize you have to have constant education and coaching, just because you can't get them together doesn't mean you can't come up with a different idea, like a virtual meeting. Like this makes perfect sense. This alleviates that. Get them together and worry about other concerns. We can do this on a remote basis.
Absolutely.
And I really believe all businesses have been affected by COVID, and all businesses have changed to at least some degree the way that they interact with their employees, and training is one. And I think in the trucking industry, virtual training is here to stay, because I think a lot more companies have realized, hey, I don't have to rent a hotel room. I don't have to buy breakfast for everyone, and shut my company down virtually for a day to try to do a training meeting now. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, the corporate world for a very long time has had virtual training. You still have your meetings, different training meetings, but they've always had a mix of virtual and face-to-face. So what's the difference? Trucking companies are incorporated, corporate world as well. Let's bring these guys. Let's help these drivers be better educated.
Yeah, I think there's definitely still going to be value moving forward in that, the camaraderie that comes with being able to have these type of things in person. But just the adaptability and flexibility that comes with being able to do some of them virtually, and like Chris said, not basically shut your operations down to get some of the education that's required done.
Well, and you can't forget that usually when you have an in-person driver meeting, there's usually food. And truck drivers, I was one. Truck drivers love food.
Well, the other negative to in-person driver meetings, and I know this isn't kosher exactly, but it's common, the drivers often were not paid to attend.
So, which is so unfortunate. And that's when you talk about the respect and professionalism that should go to the majority of the drivers that are in this awesome industry, to think that you would expect someone to show up without compensating them for their time is just ridiculous.
Well, and one of the reasons for the lack of compensation was, oh, you're interrupting my reset.
Well, and the fact is, by law, you're supposed to record this as on duty, not driving. So therefore, I should be compensated. Yeah.
Well, and by doing it virtually, the driver literally could be in a loading dock watching this from the I mean, I know because often using Zoom as we do, you can see where the person is, and there have been people attending from the cab of their trucks and still benefit.
Not driving.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, tell us what the agenda is for. First of all, what is the date for the next virtual driver meeting?
September 18th is the next date, and we'll be on from 10 a.m. to noon.
Perfect. And what's the agenda?
So Mr. John Farquhar will be talking or doing a presentation on distracted driving, which is always a hot topic and an ever-changing topic too, right? Some people think, oh, distracted driving. I heard about that 2 years ago or 3 years ago, but it's an ever-changing topic. There's lots that goes into that, and it's very important to discuss. And then Chris, yourself, you'll be talking about lane safety. Everything that has to do with lane safety, lane changes, and which lane is the safest to live in, and why, because that's a pretty hot topic amongst drivers as well.
Well, and I think it's controversial as well.
Ooh,
however,
yes.
So it's
like
September the 18th. Let's do an advertisement. Matt, how does somebody register?
So they can contact our offices here and speak to Kim Sytsma-Hill, 905-765-3445. And again, she's got extension 205, and that's Kim Sytsma-Hill. She can get you signed up. Just to continue with the advertisement, you're getting an opportunity for amazing educational information for your drivers, and the price point is really something that can't be matched. If you're a fleet of 20 and above, you can get all your drivers trained for basically $900. You can't beat that, and that's thanks to our awesome sponsors. So I'll give them a plug right now.
Yes.
Economical Insurance has been on board with us with these virtual driver safety meetings since day one. We got TKT Fleet Technologies and John's company as well, Summit Risk Solutions. So a big thank you needs to go out to those three companies, they're the main reason why we're able to make this as affordable as it is.
Yeah. That's awesome. Now, any other comments about virtual truck driver training?
For me, it'd just be for, companies who maybe haven't explored it yet or haven't thought about it, is just to have an open mind, try it out, and you can bring great value to your drivers and ROI to your company.
John, comments?
It's ridiculously inexpensive. It's if you don't do it, you're a fool. It's easy. All the young drivers today now, let me see. I can watch it from my phone, so why wouldn't I? This is easy stuff, and the value of education you're going to get from it, no matter what the topic, phenomenal.
Yeah, and
sign
I
up,
have to
call
agree.
Kim, get it done, get them hooked up, pay the money, let's go.
Yeah, I think the old way used to be, or one of the headaches of doing it virtually was that people didn't understand how to do it. And it's amazing how quickly the truck driving community figured out Zoom, and they are able to do it right from their smartphone. So, Matt, can we change topic?
Absolutely.
Sorry. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, no, I was just echoing your thoughts, Chris, saying absolutely.
Yeah. Let's change topics a little bit to something that you didn't know I was going to ask you about.
Curveball.
Well, it's a hot topic right now. And I'll give a shout out to PMTC because I think they were one of the ones that drove the soft enforcement of ELDs. But Matt, what's your opinion of the ELD world as it is today in Canada?
I think it's about time that we're finally getting some enforcement in on it. I feel like started going to seminars or information on ELDs were being included in seminars like 3 or 4 years ago, that it was coming down the pipe, and now it's here. It's nice that there's finally, I'm drawing a blank on the wording now, but basically the ELD provider has been recognized now finally, or certified, whatever the wording is you want to use. So I think it's a step in the very positive direction, and like I said, it's about time.
Yes. Yeah. Johnny, what are your thoughts on regulated ELDs for Canada?
Oh, way long overdue. It's unfortunate the U.S. didn't get on board, thinking they, as big as they are, they'd be the ones doing it. So, but hey, kudos to Canada for doing what they're doing, and everybody supporting Transport Canada to make it happen. Probably the one thing that surprises me the most is the the first ELD provider out of the gate is a little guy. You know, really amazing. And kudos for the little guys. You know, the ones after that.
Johnny, you froze there a little bit, but just to give Hutch Systems is the name of that little guy. And I got a whisper in my ear yesterday that there was going to be a second ELD provider certified today, and today being August the 27th when we recorded this. And I checked this morning and there's still only Hutch. I was told it was another Canadian small provider. So,
wow.
And just to give a shout out to a few others, I am confident, and who in the heck am I to be confident that Geotab will be certified. Geotab being a significant Canadian player as well in the ELD field, and as well as our Montreal-based Isaac Systems. I'm sure they will also be certified, but I wanted to mention Geotab for sure, since our sponsor for the virtual truck driver meeting is TKT, and they sell the Geotab product. So I had to give a shout out to Geotab there. Anything else, Matt? Anything else that you wanted to bring up today?
No, that I think that covers quite a bit, guys. Like I said, I appreciate you having us on, and just again reiterate the value that companies can get from these virtual driver safety meetings for a very affordable cost.
All right, Matt, and I neglected to ask you to introduce yourself when we started this thing. Give a shout out.
Everybody knows Matt.
Well, that's what I think, but I forget.
Yeah.
You know, like, who in the heck is KRTS? All right, so Matt, do you want to tell us a little bit about KRTS?
Yeah, so KRTS is we're a training facility. There's a wide range of services that we provide. On one side, we are a private career college that has a number of registered programs with the Ministry of Training Colleges and Universities for multiple different truck driving programs, AZ, DZ, as well as heavy equipment operation and dispatch. And then on the other side of what we do is our corporate training side. We have close to 450 companies that we deliver safety training and consulting services for in Canada, the US, and even some of the Caribbean islands.
Yeah, so cool. That's cool. And guys, with that, I would say thank you for joining me in the doghouse this week.
Woof, woof.
Thanks, guys. Hope you both enjoy your weekends.
Thanks, Matt. That was awesome. And thanks to my new co-host, John Farquhar of Summit Risk Solutions. All right, join us next week for another new podcast. Hit like and subscribe if you're getting value from this content. It helps us so much. Thanks very much. Safety Dogs out.